Hey guys, welcome back. As we begin closing out 2021, all eyes now turn to 2022. How is the crypto market going to perform next year? And more specifically, how is Ethereum going to perform? Now, even with all the ups and downs in the crypto market, Ethereum's had an amazing 2021. At the time of making this video, it's up over 450% on the year, making it, as I've been saying all year, one of the best risk-return opportunities of the year. Now, before we jump into the price predictions for next year, I do think it's valuable to take a look at where Ethereum is right now. So, in this video, we'll be looking at a quick summary for 2021, what were Ethereum's key highlights, then the big price predictions for 2022, and then we'll finish with my thoughts on these price predictions. As always, if you do enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, always appreciated. Okay, so if you just cannot wait, feel free to jump ahead to the 2022 predictions with the timestamps below, but I do think it's valuable to take a look at how Ethereum's performed in 2021, and we can then speculate on what's going to happen in 2022. Ready? Let's do this. So if we could only use one chart to sum up Ethereum in 2021, it would probably be this: the transaction volume, which measures the usage, how much volume has actually been put through Ethereum. And in white, this is Ethereum's price. And we can see we had this huge run up in May where it peaked out above $4,000. This was an epic run as it started around $2,000. And then in a space of about 1 month, it had doubled. We then had a nice crash, but it's since recovered and it's been a bit choppy over the last couple of weeks, but it's sitting around the $4,000 mark. And in blue, this is the daily transactions. So it's doing about $20 billion every single day. Apart from the peak here, we shot up and did over 160 billion in just one day. So if we add up all these daily transactions, we get for the year $5 trillion. So I would say Ethereum has had an epic year, as this is some serious volume. And just to put this in perspective, let's take a look at some of the Ethereum killers coming through. So this is for Solana, but this also could be Avalanche or Terra, as they didn't do much for the first half of the year, then they've really taken off. But to put things in perspective, for Solana, and just to say I am a fan of Solana, so not dumping on them, but they have done 380 billion. And compare this to Ethereum's 5 trillion. So for me, Ethereum still is playing in a whole different league. And an even better way to look at this is through this picture. So this is the gross value locked of smart contract platforms. And here are the big names right now. We've got Ethereum, we've got Binance Smart Chain, and then the new up and coming ones, Terra, Solana, and Avalanche. So here we have Ethereum, and you can see it's had an epic year. In second place is Binance Smart Chain, and these are the new up and coming ones, Terra, Solana, and Avalanche. But this clearly shows that Ethereum is in a whole different league. Now, yes, these are going to be some great bets for 2022, and they could, from a percentage basis, outperform Ethereum, but it does come with more risk. And let's quickly talk about the elephant in the room. And this would be Ethereum's high gas fees. Obviously, it's Ethereum's biggest criticism right now, but there is something really important to point out. Now, in an early video, I did point out this, and this is the transaction volume for DeFi, as DeFi is one of the biggest use cases right now, but this also could be NFTs that are selling for millions of dollars a piece. The latest data was Q2 2021, And when it comes to the volume going through, by far the biggest is coming from the large institutions. Then next is this one, the professional investors, followed by the institutional investors. Then we have the large retail, and then this tiny little slither is most people watching this video and myself, the small retail investor. Now, when it comes to the high gas fee issue, do you hear any of these companies complaining? No, they are ramming through the volume and making money. All of the noise, all of the complaints are coming from this tiny little slither here. And remember, in 2022, we are going to be getting Ethereum 2.0 and sharding. And let's not forget the layer 2s like Polygon. So for me, Ethereum's high gas fee is not a major issue. And finishing up with the growth of the overall network. So obviously over the last few years, Ethereum's seen excellent growth. This is the most recent data and it's still growing at a terrific rate. In fact, from the beginning of the year, this is an excellent growth chart. So again, to me, this shows that there's no major problems with Ethereum. I would be very concerned if this chart was beginning to level out. But as of right now, going into 2022, Ethereum is looking really, really strong. On to the big price predictions for 2022. First up, from the stock to flow model by Plan B, as this is a great chart showing the history of crypto through Bitcoin and these very important halving cycles every 4 years. As in 2022, we have a very important event to navigate. Because if history repeats, we get these big cycle blow-off tops, which will be due at some point in 2022. Now, just to clarify, Plan B's latest predictions, where they didn't come true, was based off his floor model and not stock to flow. Stock to flow still is alive and well. So what is stock to flow predicting? Well, it predicts that Bitcoin is going to peak out around $288,000. And this is going to be about March time. So a huge run coming that's peaking out around March. I have heard other commentators saying that the cycle could be lasting till about mid-year. And when it comes to Ethereum, if it grows at the same percentage rate as Bitcoin, this would give a price of $23,000. But remember, Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin every single year. So if we add a small multiplier, this could go as high as, say, $30,000. So this is price prediction number 1. And then number 2 is from Raoul Pal and Global Macro Investor. And he basically showed that in white, this is Bitcoin's growth from 2011 to 2019, which you may have now probably seen. And he was showing that Ethereum was growing at the same rate. In fact, it was really correlated to what Bitcoin had done before. Now, we've had some more growth and we've had this most recent pullback. But if Ethereum continues, again, this is predicting that Ethereum would get to over $20,000. And Raoul believes that Ethereum will also blast by this mark. So that is price prediction number 2, and both pointing past $20,000. So if Ethereum does what it did this year, then it would go past $20,000. But I do want to talk about some key points. First up, the 4-year Bitcoin cycle. What is going to make 2022 so interesting and difficult for investors is Bitcoin's 4-year halving cycle, as if history repeats, we will get this huge run up and blow off top, followed by a 1 to 2 year crypto winter. And if Ethereum does hit these big numbers like $20,000, it would likely crash down even harder. So we need a plan for that. Next up, diminishing returns. And in general, the larger something grows, the harder it is to move the price. Unfortunately, things can't just keep growing at 400%. The math doesn't work. So I would rather be conservative and expect lower returns. So if Ethereum did 450% this year, then maybe 100 or 200% next year would be more realistic. And lastly, if Ethereum does hit $20,000 or above, it will likely be for a very short period of time. Take a look at the Ethereum chart again, but this time linear, not logarithmic. And remember this, when you hit a top, it will likely just be for a very short period of time. It won't be staying there. So remember this with all price predictions. If the big numbers get hit, it will likely be for a very short period of time. So plan accordingly. I will be doing a full video on my crypto strategy for 2022 over the next week or two, as navigating a potential cycle top and crypto winter could be very challenging. Okay, so as a quick spoiler to that video, here is my plan in a nutshell. I will be selling / rebalancing in 20% increments as we set new highs. I will be a buyer if and when Bitcoin drops over 50%, meaning that the altcoins would be 60, 70, 80% down, and all other times I'm patiently holding through the 20 to 30% ups and downs, similar to what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. Ultimately, I like to win in either direction. If Ethereum does hit these big highs, then great. I'll be selling and diversifying all along the way. And if there is a big crash, then I'll be loading up, as these have historically been the very best times to buy. And personally, I won't be regularly buying and selling, as most people lose in that game. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Will Ethereum blast past $20,000 next year? Let me know what you think below. For now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed, click below and join us. Got some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.